Hi, this is CAL FIRE Battalion Chief Chris Ramey, and 3 Deep coverage starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to 3 Deep coverage alongside Victor Anguiano. I'm Ada Machado. It was another busy night in high school football.
Yes, it was. Eureka and Del Norte looking to stay perfect with their 5th win of the year. We can't forget about St. Bernard's. Tomorrow they will be in Ferndale for their homecoming game.
Yeah, Humboldt State returns from a bye weekend. CR looks to build on its first win, but we get going under the lights. As Eureka continues to dominate on the football field, they are 4-0, have outscored their opponents 186-47. Tonight, the Loggers heading east to Reading to face Shasta. The Wolves are 1-1 on the season. This is the first meeting between the two NorCal teams in 3 years. The highlights: Shasta's famous Armstrong. He shows why. The block punt runs it back for the first Shasta points of the game. But Eureka having most of the fun on the field. Take a look at this pass to Lamari Dunn, jumping up and taking that one. Quarterback Cruz Montana still making it look easy. Nice pass out to Isley Toolmouth. The Loggers kept it going. Nice handoff to Alex Miller. The run, the end zone. Put Eureka up 27-7. Shasta would fight back early in the next quarter. Brian Kilgore throws to Alex Meek. Almost gets tripped up, but is able to score. But Eureka going on to win. They get the victory over Shasta 35-14. The Loggers improving to 5-0 Montana with 3 touchdowns. They come home for 4 consecutive games at Albee Stadium.
Last year, Del Norte was a complete mess. They lost 7 games, and well, they got together this offseason and said, we have to be better, we have to play better, and that's what they did tonight against Mazama. Man, the Warriors came out. It was close, but the Warriors got it done. Let's head to Wayland Field. After Warriors scoring 15 in the first quarter, Mazama kept it interesting in the second. The Vikings making Del Norte's defense work. Zach Gibson with a 65-yard pickup. Nick Freeman brings him down at the 1. Next play, Mazama punches it in. First time in 2 weeks the Warriors allowed to allow a touchdown. Del Norte head into the break up 15-7. Early in the third, a 1-possession ball game. The Vikes, they fumble the ball on the pitch. And guess who picks it up? Kobe Mitchell. With that Mamba mentality, takes it to Mazama's 20. Defense wasn't perfect, but they got it done. 2 plays later, Chase Blackburn powers his way in for the touchdown. Warriors go up 22-7. Hey, Del Norte would add another 6 in the fourth. They win 28-7. Next week, they will begin conference play against Fortuna at Husky Field.
Since losing its opener, Fortuna football has won 3 in a row, including last week's milk can game. Tonight, the Huskies were on the road for a second straight week at Tracy. The Bulldogs 2-2 on the season, and Fortuna tonight, well, they fall 48-21. The Huskies now 3-2 with the loss. They are home next week, as mentioned, against Del Norte. And Hoopaw over in Weaverville tonight, they win at Trinity. The offense getting it going. The 44-6 victory. Hoopaw to win. Now 2-2 on the year.
The Crusaders will host Ferndale this Saturday before starting a 4-game road trip. And Week 7, they will face Tri-Cities Prep in Washington before kicking off conference play. St. Bernard's is looking to beat the Wildcats on homecoming week. Will Omi has over 1,200 total yards and 11 touchdowns through the first 4 games of the year. The Crusaders are trying to keep up with Eureka and Del Norte as the only undefeated schools in the Big 4 Conference.
We got to be physical. We got to be physical on the defensive line. We got to be physical on the offensive line. In the game of football, the most physical team usually wins. And so even though we're a spread no huddle offense, we pride ourselves on playing physical football.
Landon Gomes is obviously a good athlete. And if we don't keep him contained, he can make things happen, make good throws, expose our defense if we let that happen.
In 8-man football, South Fork is going for their 4th win of the season on Saturday against Branson. Game kicks off at 6 p.m.
It is halftime here on 3 Deep coverage. When we come back from the break, Humboldt State hits the road for another long road trip.
Also, CR is back at the Redwood Bowl to face Hartnell College. And the question of the week is coming up.
Yeah, 3 Deep coverage continues right after this quick break.
Hi, this is William Sims with Hoover Valley High School, and you're watching 3 Deep Coverage.
This is Humboldt County Sheriff Billy Hansel, and you're watching 3 Deep Coverage.
Welcome back. Getting blown out in week 1, followed by having a bye week, has left HSU eager to be back on the field. On Saturday, they will be looking for their first win of the season at Central Washington. As for CR, they will host Hartnell College at the Redwood Bowl for their annual salute to the military game. Here's week 3's Sideline Pass. Humboldt States haven't opened the season with back-to-back losses in 5 years. In their season opener against Midwestern States, the offense was held under 300 yards and didn't score a touchdown.
We need to finish. We need to finish. We didn't do any of that at Texas. We definitely had some good drives. We just didn't finish. We need to get in the end zone.
Paying attention to detail helps, staying on sides, the little things that we got penalties on, and just focusing up on us, sprinkled in a little bit of Central. As they begin conference play, HSU is looking to break a 4-game losing streak against the Wildcats. Ian Shoemaker's program has become a powerhouse. Last season, Central Washington finished undefeated in the GNAC. They're going to get their plays. It's just how their scheme is. They're going to get their plays, and they're going to wait for you to make a mistake. And as soon as you do, they capitalize on it. The Jacks are not the only team dealing with miscues. Despite leading CR to its first win of the year in week 2, Brody Lucero has turned the ball over 5 times.
Not all the interceptions have been on Brody. A couple of them were busted routes by receivers. They still haven't completely mastered everything we got going on. So, it could become a problem. As coaches, we don't feel like it's everything that he's been doing.
I think his interceptions come because we run a lot of choice routes. So, over time, that takes time to develop those type of things.
The Corsairs' pass rush is becoming one of the most productive units in the state. Heading into week 3, they are averaging 6 sacks per game. Frank Borba and CR will be looking to hand Hartnell College their first loss.
They're big, they're physical, and they fly around. So that's what makes it difficult. But we have a lot of those same characteristics on our team as well. So we're hoping to match up with them and go toe-to-toe.
And again, a 1 p.m. kickoff tomorrow from Redwood Bowl. We've already reached week 5 of the high school football season for the Humboldt Countertops and Surfacing Question of the Week. We asked the experts to select their surprise team. We also want to welcome a new member to the panel. Here's Andrew Butler from the Times-Standard.
My surprise team would be the McKinleyville Panthers. They came into this year, they hadn't won a game since 2016, and they started off with a couple of real tough road games. They went 0-2, but they came back and they won their last 2 games on the road as well. Behind real great offensive line play and some great running back play from Cameron Conlin and from Caleb Martinez. Conlin coming off a 5-touchdown game last week. Martinez had 2. They beat LC Allen on the road 69-6. A real strong showing. It was 10 rushing touchdowns. And I just think their offensive line and their rushing game is going to be too much for anyone in the Little Four to handle. And I really like them to win that conference, which I don't think really anyone predicted before the season.
I really think that the biggest surprise and the program that really has kind of established itself based on where they were last year at this point in time would be Keoki Burbank and the McKinleyville Panthers. When you put things in perspective, last year at this time, they didn't know what was going to happen with the 2017 season, and they eventually canceled the rest of their season. Now they've won 2 games in a row. They're off to a 2-2 start, and they have as much momentum as anyone in the Little Four Conference going into conference play.
Yeah, the season just flying by already. Week 5 of the high school football season. Victor, if you get a glimpse of HD in football here on the North Coast, what is your surprise pick?
I think it has to be Del Norte. Well, we were talking about it earlier in the show, but this team that only won 3 games last year, 2 of them were on forfeits, and now they are 5-0 with Eureka and St. Bernard's.
Yeah, Del Norte as well. The Warriors getting off to a great start. I like how they're using Price this year.
Yeah.
Just all over on offense, and they started to put some wins together on the road in the victory tonight against Mazama. We'll see how they fare against their other HDN opponents as we move further in the season. But Dale North definitely has to be a surprise. McKinleyville as well. They got 2 wins after just what happened last season with the Panthers. So definitely some teams off to really good starts. And then not a surprise, but Eureka undefeated, St. Bernard's undefeated out in South Fork. Also the Cubs, they look to stay perfect tomorrow.
Yeah, and one thing I want to add on Mac, this team that we had the Athlete of the Week this week with
Colin.
With Colin,
yeah.
yeah. And he was basically saying how he wants to change the program and wants to kind of, when he leaves, he wants Mac to football still be in the picture. And for them to go through this transition they're going through, but, they're in good hands over there.
They are. Let's take a look at tonight's action. Eureka getting a win at Shasta. Del Norte, 28-7 over Mazama. Fortuna Falls at Tracy. Hoopa wins against Trinity. See St. Bernard's Ferndale tomorrow, 1 o'clock, and then South Fork hosting Branson, 6 p.m. from Southern Humboldt. Don't forget, you can watch a replay of tonight's show on the Redwood News website at kim-tv.com.
It's simple to view. Just go to the sports page and click on the 3 Deep link. You can also go to our Twitter page for all the latest local scores.
Thanks for watching 3 Deep coverage. We'll see you again next Friday night. Have a great weekend.